Howdy guys, welcome back to Deal by Deal episode number 4. So quick confession on this one, I don't remember if it was actually deal number 4 or 5 or 6, and I don't remember exactly which year it was. It was approximately 2008 or 2009. So this is a mobile home in a park in Palmer, Alaska that I purchased with cash to resell on owner financing. And so the backstory on this one is that I found a buyer on Craigslist who put an ad up that said they're looking to purchase a mobile home or a condo on owner financing. They had good employment but couldn't seem to save for a down payment, and they were kind of grasping for straws out here, and I thought this looked like a good family to be able to help to get into a property. I called them up, said that I was an investor. I didn't have a mobile home or a condo at the time, but if there was enough money in it for me as an investor, I could potentially buy a mobile home and resell it to them on owner finance. I told them the condo was out of my price range at that time, but I could buy a mobile home and sell it to them on owner finance. They thought that that was an amazing idea, so I decided it's time to start showing them some properties. I wasn't a realtor yet, so I showed up the first time, showed them this property. Had to fit for them, of course, and it had to fit for me, of course. I wanted to make sure it was a good property. So we showed up at this property. I was, in my very early 20s, maybe just barely 20, and these folks were probably in their 30s. And they got out of the car when we met at this property, and they were very surprised to see that I looked about 12 years old and was ready to buy a property cash to finance to these folks. They were very appreciative and very surprised. So that first deal we looked at wasn't a really good fit for them. The guy ODing on the couch was kind of a no-go, but the second deal fit the bill. They really liked that house in Palmer, and so we went ahead and made that deal happen for them. The buyer and the seller knew what my role was in it. Basically, I was financing it to make a profit in the middle. The seller just wanted cash and was willing to sell the property for $11,500 cash. I think she was asking 12 or maybe 13, and I talked her down just a little bit. She was very happy with the deal, got her cash, and was on her way. Being that I was newer at this and a little bit timid, not completely sure, but willing to take a risk, I met the buyers at the property that the seller lived in at the time and had them sign the purchase documents like 20 minutes before I actually purchased the property. So I said, if I'm buying this property, I need to make sure that you're buying this property. Had to meet there, sign the paperwork, went into the property, had the seller sign it over to me, and it was a done deal. Went out, shook everybody's hand, and called it a day. So I bought it for $11,500 and sold it for $23,000. The buyers knew exactly what my cut was, and that was actually a fair price for an owner finance transaction with those terms. They were able to pay it off in a few years. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but I doubled up on my money. Wasn't like life-changing money, but it was really good proof of concept of the power of owner financing. And so my holding time on that was literally nothing because I sold it in the parking lot before I bought it in the lady's new property. And so 0 holding time on that, and I doubled up over a few years. My annual return on investment was somewhere between 30 and 50%. Don't remember the exact details on that. So this deal was a great example of the power of a cash purchase and the power of the owner finance sale and how much of a spread you can make without doing anything on the property. We didn't make value on this by fixing the property. We made value on this by offering the terms and selling an opportunity for somebody to actually own a home rather than just keep renting forever. And when we were done with this property several years later, in a future episode we have coming up, these sellers came back with this property and bought another property from me. So keep an eye out for that future episode where you'll see how this ties back in. And if you watch this whole deal by deal series over the next year and a half or two, you'll see that a lot of deals like this do come back into play and tie back into future deals in a really cool way. So please like and subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. Find me wherever you like your stuff. Please follow along. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it, and there's a lot more coming. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.